पंछी रे, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, ओ तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, ओ तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई। बाहर से तूफान मोशरकी दो, और बाहर से तूफान मोशरकी दो, भीतर भीतर रोई रे, भीतर भीतर रोई रे, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, ओ पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई। कहनस की तो अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे, कहनस की तो अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे, विधि ने तेरी कथा लिखी, आंसू में कलम डुबोए, ओ तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई। छुप के रोने वाले, रखना छुपा के दिल के छाले रे, छुप के रोने वाले, रखना छिपा के दिल के छाले रे, ये पत्थर खाते छै पगले, कोई न तेरा कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, ओ तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे, ओ तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, तेरा दर्दन जानी कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे, one more time.
कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगह दी है, कितना प्यारी जगह दी है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगह दी है, कितना प्यारी जगह दी है। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, सांस सांस की रक्षा करती, पग पग प्राण बचाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। तू ऋषियों की रिधि सिद्धि, तू ब्रह्मा की भक्ति माँ, तू विष्णु की माया देवी, तू शंकर की शक्ति माँ, तू ऋषियों की रिधि सिद्धि, तू ब्रह्मा की भक्ति माँ, तू विष्णु की माया देवी, तू शंकर की शक्ति माँ, तू हाथों से भाग जगाती, भागी भागी आती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। तू काली महाकाली दुर्गा, तू ही बाल भवानी है, तू पुरानी का तार शारदा, तू वेदों की पानी है, तू काली महाकाली दुर्गा, तू है बाल भवानी माँ, तू पुरानी का तार शारदा, तू वेदों की वाणी है। तू बालक की गोद मिली कर जीवन गीत सुनाती है, कितना प्यार जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना प्यारी जगाती है, कितना
बोलिए श्री उमापति महादेव की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सकल पंच की जय, जय सीताराम. Dear devotees, once again on behalf of the Mandir, I take this opportunity to extend to you and those yet to come a most cordial and special welcome. We are blessed once more with this most divine privilege afforded to us to be in this holy shrine and to engage ourselves in the holy environment of Satsangh. Satsang is the holy environment created with love and devotion where three major activities take place. Puja, worshiping the feet of the Lord. Kirtan, singing and chanting the praises of the Lord with a guileless heart. And Katha, listening to the divine deity of the Lord. However, Shankar Bhagavan himself reiterated, Punya Punya Binubelahina Santa. Without his mercy being showered and good karmas accumulated from the past and the present birth, it is difficult to be in such environments. Whenever it becomes possible, one should consider him or herself highly blessed. So we consider ourselves blessed with this opportunity afforded to us. A most cordial and special welcome to all bhaktas and devotees who normally join across with us both nationally, regionally and internationally. Here at the Nagar Hindu Temple, streaming live by members of the Nagar Hindu Youth Group headed by Mr. Richie Bisai. Our devotees across the globe, we say a most cordial and special welcome to you. We again once more, having had puja, we had kirtan, we join in Bhagwan's Katha, and we are now taking a dip in this fathomless lake of nectar, this beautiful dialogue between Sri Vishnu Bhagavan and Garurji, which is the Sri Garuda Purana. So let us at this time sit upright, clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our head. Visualize the beautiful form of Mahavishnu Bhagavan. See the Lord possessing that dark hue complexion with a beautiful crown upon thy head. Bhagavan again is of a dark hue complexion. He has 4 hands. Sankha Chakra Gada Pachman Mala Vibhushitam. One is the Sankh, the other is the Chakra, the third is the Gada, the fourth is a lotus flower. A beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garland the Lord. And if you remember that beautiful scene in Satnarayan Brat Katha, the Lord relaxes on the eternal serpent Shesha. Maha Lakshmi Devi is massaging his feet, and all the divinities have surrounded the Lord and were offering praises to him. But again, of all the features of the Lord, we rever most of all thy lotus-like feet. As we rever those feet, we devotees think of how mysterious they are. Having thus have the river Ganga flowing on earth today, having a Siddhiram devotees redeemed the Hilya cursed into a rock, Goa had that privilege to lave the feet of the Lord, so did King Janak. Vibhishan sought refuge, was accepted and saved. So to devotees of all the features of the Lord, we rever most of all thy lotus feet. Whenever Shankara Bhagavan is in contemplation, he takes a picture of that feet of the Lord and imprints it on his heart. And that name of Vishnu Bhagavan, especially Ram, is upon his lips. Hey Prabhu, we mentally bow upon those feet of yours, craving of you to bless us with the greatest boon that any human can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion to you. O Prabhu, as we keep our minds focused on those feet, we rever the various divinities as we praise Ganesh, Bhagavan and others. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sri Saraswati Namaha. Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante Param Pradhanam Guru Shantatanye Veshwar Gate Karanam Ishwaram Va Tasmai Namo Vigana Vinashanaya Vinadhare Vipula Mangaladana Shile Bhaktarti Nashini Viranchi Harishavande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Mahare विद्या प्रदायिनी सरस्वती नमामि नित्यम्। ओम गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर् साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुलंघिते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे
परमानंद माधवम्।
नीलाम्बुज श्यामल कोमलांगं सीता समारपितवाम भागं पाणो महाशायक चारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय। हे रमा पुरुषोत्तम नरहरि नारायण केशव गोविंदा गरुड़ध्वज गुणनिधे दामोदर माधवा। हे कृष्णा कमलापते यदुपति सीतापते श्रीपते वैकुंठाधिपते चराचरपते लक्ष्मीपते पाहि मम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्ण वन्दे जगद्गुरु। नमः विज्ञान रूपाय परमानंद रूपिणे कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय
गोविंदाय नमो नमः।
कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय
नमो नमः।
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण्यताय च जगदिथाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। यं ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपर्कमुपनिषदैः गारयन्ति यं सामगा। ध्यानावस्थिता तर्गते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाभिदुसुरा सुरगणदेवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम नागेन्द्रहराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्ध्याय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकराय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः
शिवाय।
ओम नमः
शिवाय।
ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोस्तुते। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो
रघुवर विमल यश ओ जो दायक फल चार।
बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके ओ सुमिरो
पावन कुमार बल बुद्धि
विद्या देहो
हरहु कलेश विकार।
सियापति
रामचंद्र जी की जय। शरणम
नाथ मम संकट हरो हरे Bolo Siddhi Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Praise again to this noble pathway of life that we follow. We beg, Saraswati Mata, her divine boons. As we praise you, divine Goddess, bless us. May we always have that sharp and broad intellect, good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands, mastery of our musical instruments, all in the field of skills and talents. Hey Devi Ma, Daya karo, Raksha karo, Chhama karo. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata. Jai Jai Jai
Shri Saraswati Mata.
Jai 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 Sri Rama Radhika Ma. Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Shri Saraswati
Mata.
Prathama Vinavamai Sri Ganesha ko tujhe Saraswati Ma कीजे मैं विनवती ने देवा को जो यख सृष्टि जना कीजे मैं विनवती ने देवा को जो यख सृष्टि जना
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ।
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
चौथे मैं बिनव पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलधाम श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भव सागर पार करा। श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भव सागर
पार कराए। जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ।
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता।
ओ
जय जय जय
श्री
श्री सरस्वती माता।
और शक्ति सरस्वती देवी माता की जय. Praise again, devotees, to this noble pathway of life that we follow, this pathway of Sanatan Dharam. Remember, Sanatan is eternal. Dharma is that righteous pathway of life that is meant for progression. And I always advocate, if you really live as you should as a Hindu, you must progress, you have to progress, you're bound to progress. There's no if and but. Our way of life is meant for that. And we see the evidence of our fathers coming here 180 years ago. May 30th next year will make it 180 years. We're in that period now. Probably massive celebrations will take place next year. If you follow your way of life, you have to progress, I'm telling you. It is mentioned, the Vedas declare that, the oldest of scriptures. Satnarayan Bratkatha tell you that. Lakshmi Chalisa, all the scriptures. For you see, our way of life is not a religion in inverted commas. You have to live it. It's a practical, realistic way of life. And the first thing you have to understand, if you want to practice Hinduism, you cannot be lazy. You cannot be lazy and want to practice Hinduism. It can't work, because you have to learn to get up every morning before sunrise. That's the first thing. See, right, the discipline start. If you're going to fast, check it out. From the 1st of January to the 31st of December, the amount of vrat it have and the amount of occasion, it will eventually make you become a vegetarian, which is the ultimate goal. Right? And you must, you will. I told you the last Thursday, if you want to learn to save money this hard time, stop eating meat and using alcohol, and you'll see how your habits, where all this is to spend, how much you're going to save. Check it out and see. You will, I'm telling you. Added barakah that's flow into your house. You see? So devotees, we praise this noble way of life. We keep mentioning it so that we keep reminding ourselves how great it is, how valuable it is. It is worth sacrificing your whole life for it. Right? And praises must go to, you see, to the SDMS, right? With radio and TV Jagriti today, not only here, look the world over with technology today. Devotees over the globe join with us. This knowledge not only is confined to the walls of Nagar Hindu temple, and so other yags and all the other occasions, but through the entire globe this reaches. Right? But it's due to radio and TV Jagriti really, Hinduism started to move on the rise, because people are more educated now. And I always advocate again, especially a young person, if you say you do not know about Hinduism, that's a poor excuse. You have too much avenues by which you could learn about your faith, your religion. Too much. Every scripture is in English. Every occasion you get so much of information on the press, through the radio waves, the TV screen, and so on. Right? And we are happy to say with us that Mr. Richie Bisai is now a member of the Jagriti team. Okay? So praise be to Sanatan Dharam and the SDMS. Kakoi kamare mitro Sanatan Dharam ki jai ho.
कहो एक बार हे मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
करो प्रचारो दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
सनातन धर्म इस द्वीप में उठाया है महासभ में।
सनातन धर्म इस द्वीप में उठाया है महासभ ने।
भदेश महाराज की
जय हो। सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
श्री सत
महाराज की जय हो। सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
सनातन
धर्म की जय हो। सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Let us join in a short bhajan before we begin katha. When you pray, devotees, you just stand or sit before your murti and say, God, it don't have nobody could pray like me. I know all the prayers. It has nobody with a better voice than me, who could pronounce all the mantras. It has nobody better than me. When you go to pray, you must strip yourself of that ego, the abhiman, all those negative qualities, and portray your true self before Prabhu. Lord, I am a beggar. I know nothing. I am the most donkey-head person you could think about. Right? I know nothing, O Lord. Shower your grace upon me, I beg of you. Right? I don't have no bhakti, I don't have no shakti, none of these, O Lord, although you might be bursting with it. But like in the Tulsidas devotees, when you listen to the beginning of the Ramayana, Tulsi strips himself of that ego, and that is what makes a person the greatest. Simplicity and down to earth. You cannot stand high with your head like that. That's why you see bowing to bow. Great is he who bows than he who is bowed at. Right? Think about it. Listen what I'm telling you. Great is he who bows than he who is bowed at. The person is greater than the person. The person bowing is greater than the person you're bowing at. Because to bow, what you have to do? You have to have humility within. When you pray, devotees, feel free. You know, so you might want to do it in the mandir here, but when you have a little pujaru home, the highest way to bow down is to lie down flat on the ground, if you could do it. You could do it, it's great. Right? So we beg again, Prabhu. You are the Father, I am the child. You are the Master, I am the servant. You are the Lord, I am the worshipper. Daya karo, have mercy on me, O Prabhu. I beg of you. शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारे दया करो ये दयालु भगवान
शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो ये दयालु भगवान
संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति
ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति तुम्हारे दर्श को हमें भिखारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान शरण में आए
है हम तुम्हारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
संभालो बिगड़ी
दशा हमारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
जो तुम है स्वामी तो हम है सेवक जो तो पिता हो तो हम है बालक
जो तुम स्वामी तो हमें सेवक जो तुम पिता हो तो हमें बालक
जो तुम है स्वामी तो हम है सेवक जो तुम है स्वामी तो हम है सेवक जो तो पिता हो
तो हमें बालक
जो तुम है ठाकुर तू हम
पुजेरी
दया करोगे
दयालु भगवान
शरण में आए
है हम तुम्हारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
संभालो बिगड़ी
दशा हमारी दया करोगे दयालु भगवान दया करोगे दयालु भगवान दया करोगे दयालु भगवान
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय For Prabhu is daya karo he dayalu Bhagavan. Narad Muni tell him that in Satnarayan Brat Katha, that Lord, you are Kripa Sindhu, the ocean of mercy. When true devotion is portrayed to the Lord does melt before that devotee. There isn't any higher devotees that a devotee could achieve from all his spiritual endeavors than this height of devotion that is experienced. So, Bolo Siddhi Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. So tonight once more we take a dip in this dialogue between Bhagavan Vishnu and Garuda, the Siddhi Garuda Purana. And Bhagavan Vishnu was explaining to him, living that perverse life, that wicked life, that life, devotees, where there is no control over the senses of perception and the organs of action, where the third eye is not open, where the mind is entangled in the web of materialism, and all a person can see as his goal in life is Dodinato Pahunai Jagatame Maya Me Bharamaya. These things around us which we believe are real and true. Due to that Maya, we commit karmas that are detrimental to us, and karmas do not go unnoticed. Here Bhagavan Vishnu explains to Garuda, such a person heads down that pathway to the city of Garuda Maraj. On that pathway is that terrible river called the river Vaitarani, where devotees' souls suffer a lot. And Bhagavan explains that what type of actions lead along that pathway that we have to encounter the Vaitarani. So let us find out as Vishnu Bhagavan continues. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Ay Namaha Guru Charan Kamalibhyo Namo Namam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam. Bolo Siddhi Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hari Om. Sri Suji Maharaj bole ke Saunakadi Rishio. All these kathas took place in Naimisharan Kshetra. They were discussed there also. Naimisharan Kshetra in India, devotees, is a place where 80,000 rishis assembled to organize a yajna for 1,000 years. The main Shrota there was Siddhi Saunak Ji, who headed the 80,000, and the Vakta or the narrator was Siddhi Suji Maharaj. And to be honest, you know, what is admirable in India, eh? You pass and walk in the street and you see below the house satsang going on. Hot sun, daylight, you know, satsang going on. Right? People are all about their business, but here satsang going on. Right? Ishwar had the privilege to reach a Naimisharan Kshetra, and there everyday satsang takes place there. Discussing on the fundamentals and principles of righteousness and how to help ourselves in this age of Kali Yuga. This is the greatness of it. So Bhagavan Vishnu bole, Hari Om Narayan Paramatamaye Namo Namam, Hari Om He Garud, Masuk ko vasai, Vaisarna ko Vishoshitang, Maya ko Chandra ko Naiko Nervara, Nirmai ko Savistarai, Hari Om Narisha ko Riko Rang, Hari Om Babu Dukha ko Bhajanang, Lambadang ko maya ko purva ko kritay ko birt karmani bhi Shri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hari Om. Ewang bilapta ke bahusho ko Hari Om sasmaran ko purva ko daihikam Manusya ko wang ko mamakritang iti ko krudasyan ko Hari Om prasarpati Hari Om dasya ko byapatin ko nanya ko vayu devegena ko gakshati Ashtadashe ko dine ko tarcha ko preta ko saumya purang ko brajve namaha Shri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hari Om. Bhagavan Vishnu bole ki he Garur man vachan karma suno. Please listeners, I tell you once more what took place. Hari Bhagavan Vatsalam. इसी प्रकार को सत्कार भी नहीं को किया को इसको कारण में हरि ओम जीव आत्मन को अब को किए हुआ कर्मों को तब को भोगता की होता है. Here again it says that that soul having had this human body wasted it away and did not use it for the purpose which it was intended to. It's so simplified in the Ramayana. What was this body given for? Sadhan ki dham hai. What is sadhana? Spiritual endeavors. That's why the body is equipped with chakras or kundalinis. That's why in every part of this body a divinity dwells in it. Chaura, the Tasi, how you call it? 33 court devatas dwell in this body. Every part, every organ, every hip or divinity dwells in it. That's why you could get your third eye open, lift this life force. It's unlike the other bodies. That's why it is described as Bare Bhagya Manusha Tanupava, the highest of God's creation of 8,400,000 species. What we can do with this body, other creatures cannot. They operate by instinct. So having wasted away the body, whilst on the journey now with the Jamdut going down the road and suffering along, the soul now regrets and starts a regret of his actions that he did with his body before. But it's too late to classify, as you say. I had it, and that's why you see why satsang is important. Right? Coming to satsang, we are able to get the knowledge. With the knowledge, you are able to distinguish what is right from wrong. We cannot know everything. We do good, we do bad, both consciously and unconsciously. But we can make a difference in it by having knowledge. Knowledge takes one out from ignorance, which is frustration and sufferation. Right? And that's why devotees, the importance of being in this holy environment. I have wasted all my life being blessed in this human body. Because again, Bhagwan Kagbusun tell Garur, when lower creatures watch us, there is utter silence playing in their heart, and a tear is dropping from the eyes, begging the Lord, when you're going to bless me with a human body, Lord, when? You don't get this body easily so. By the mercy of the Lord, good karmas and good luck, real good luck before you get this body. It's so difficult to get. Knowing this, knowing not, I did not do my duty whilst I came here as a human. Right? What is our duty? What we're supposed to do? That's why you have to go to satsang and you're going to know. If you sit down all the time, I mean, you can get knowledge on the radio and the TV and so on, but there's a difference. You see, I'll tell you why. Pratama Bhakt Santanakar Sangha. Lord Shiva stresses the importance of the environment of satsang. Now here is a doubly blessed place. I'll tell you why. It's the mandir of Shiva Baba. It's already holy and blessed. Right? And who comes to it? Satsangis. Just being in the company of satsangis is a blessing in disguise. Seeing people who like satsang is a blessing that's transferred to you. Right? That aura that's transferred to you. So it's a difference when you sit on home and probably listen to the TV or watching listen to the radio or watching the TV, than when you come out in satsang and mingling with the people who are engaged in it. Positive vibrations flow to them devotees, and it enhances our entire well-being. That's why we have to go. I never serve, it says here. Here now the soul is speaking on behalf now of having been in the body of a female. Now I told you before, the soul does not have gender, male or female. What causes male and female? Karma. As a wife, I never served my husband. Right? To observe that pativrata dharam, I did not do it. What have I done? What mistake have I made? Hari Om, इसी प्रकार को पति के मरने को बार को सती भी नहीं हुई. Hari Om, श्री विधवापन को प्राप्त होकर तप भी को नहीं को किया इसलिए है. And look at that, devotees. Now after that, right, well, giving up that body, I make mention of that last week. We don't practice that again, where you sati or give up the body. But again, devotees in that way. I did not perform any austerity or penance and so on. Okay, after death of the beloved one, a person should sit down and think, and you get on that pathway of more devotion to the feet of God. Hey, Jiva Atma, you're talking to the soul, eh? Right, because I see you and me. So in that body of, which was gifted to the soul for this purpose of the travel and for Totya and so on, is talking to the soul. तुमको अपने कर्मों किए को भोगा की होता है. What mistakes have I made in life? I never listened when the elders talk to me. I never listened when the guru advised me. Right? Today people make their own choice, then you come and buy the guru. It don't make sense. Right? You want to prevent mistakes, and that's what you are there for. Right? Being satsang, you're able to correct mistakes that are made. Kalimala harani vishaila sapiki. Ramayan Katha explains that also in this Kali. Ramayan Katha will wash out negativities and sins and so on in this way. Get involved in that part. I never did that when I was alive. I did not fast, okay, on any occasion. Devotees, you see, if every time you're hungry and you run to eat, you don't know what's hunger, you know. All right? To really experience hunger, you're seeing the food there and you know you have to fast and you have to eat. You can't eat. And your belly making a serious noise inside here. And you just can't eat. You have to watch it there and pain start to take place. Imagine somebody running behind you and telling you they ate for 3 days. Begging you with 2 children tagging behind them. Every time you're hungry and you run for food, you don't know what's hunger. And we don't really fast, you know. We just had, we have prayers, you know, boy. Baba said we had to fast for 3 weeks. And that's like a big pressure, eh? Right? A real serious pressure you're talking about, you know. We had to fast for 3 weeks. They can't wait for the puja to done to take a drink or eat a piece of meat. That's why you have a phase up to it. You're supposed to have a phase down to it. I never observed any fasting and so on during that time. I mean, to be honest with you, we had to praise the Islamic community when they had time for fasting. They do it, they have those who will really do it. Right? Not even swallowing your saliva after sunrise until after sunset. Just think about it. How many of us could make that kind of sacrifice? Ishwar fasted during the Bhagavad because he was the main Shrota. And all he ate during that Bhagavad was what? Parasad? Only Parasad alone. And a banana. For 1 week straight, that is all he ate. You think he'll make that? That's why I chose him to be the main Shrota. Okay? He held out devotees. And probably all that helps with the success of it too, you know. So I did not do all these and so on. Nor by again observances that we are supposed to observe. You see, our forefathers come here, they brought observances. Like what? The full moon Katha, that's a serious observance. Mahashivratri, a serious observance. Okay, Ram Janam, Krishna Janam. All right, every month you have the full moon Katha, Raksha Bandhan, Petra Paksh, Diwali, Kartik Snan, okay, Ram Lila, all these occasions. Let me be as we on this note, I would like to salute those young boys who in the Ram Lila committee, because our president is going to tell you that. The day we cut bamboo, them boys started fast. No meat, no alcohol. Until Kartik finish. Not until Ram Lila done, you know. I say, we have to go down the road to Diwali and straight on to Kartik. And devotees, I'm telling you, I will say 99.9% of that really observe it. And we must commend them for that. And there's a set of young people involved. So again, I did not do that. Hari Om. Apurva janam ke paap karma se kon nariyo ke sharir ko maine ko prap hua hai. Due to my bad deeds in the past life, I have gotten this female body. Now devotees, last week Thursday I was explaining that. What a female has to go through in life, man don't go through kotarat, you know. Right? The female is naturally made up differently, the hormone structure and all these things and so on. To withstand pressure, she could do it. Unlike a man. What she have to, well, no wife and good, you know, long time. Them lady had to cook 3 square meals for a day. Right? They had to dish out the food and bring it for you on the table, and when you're done, come and take up the wares. And I know how much I don't just do that today. It's a different scene today. But what I'm showing you, even still, think about the days when our grandmother and all of them, you had to scrub clothes on a scrubbing board. You're shaking roti in a far side. You're heating a heater on the tower there to iron clothes. And them doing all that and minding all the children. And still going in the land to do work too. And when you come home, cook and this and that and so on. A lady really is strong within, very strong within. Okay? Because her responsibilities tend to be much more than the man is only considered the breadwinner. Long ago he was just the breadwinner. I mean today I had to help out. And because a wife is working, With the financial situation in the land today, if you don't have a wife working, you're in trouble. Because you need a salary to run a house. So she had to get up and go and help outside there and make ends meet. Now, if the wife had to work and you had to work, and you had to help out home, you had to help out with her, especially when kids are incoming and so on. But other than that, she's very, very strong indeed. But here now, in that body, she's saying, due to bad karmas, I got the body of a female. All right? Because what you just know what you have to undergo and so on. Which is devotees, a source of misery by itself. इसी प्रकार शरीर को बीरवती को हरिओम बहुत दुख का की होता है हरिओम श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय विष्णु भगवान की जय हे गरुड़ वहाँ प्रेत को अनेक प्रकार से को हरिओम से विलाप कर को पूर्व जन्म के को किए को हुआ को कर्मों के स्मरण करते हुआ को विचार करते की होता है have been lamented many times again by remembering the past lives and crying out, right? Where did I attain? Well, whence did I attain this human state? How did I get this body? And you start to think back about it, the great value of it. You see, devotees, Shri Ram put it so nicely in Ramayana. This body is like a paras money. What is a paras money? It's an element. When you touch it to iron, it has changed the iron to gold. Right? But it could be looking like a piece of glass. So if you don't know it, and it's on the ground amongst other things, and you see it, you might kick it aside. But the person who knows the value of this paras money, what it can do, and you see it, you'll take it up. You might have the white shirt, you rub it and you cleanse it, and you want to put it away, because you know what it could do. And so devotees, Bhagavan says in Ramayana to the people of Ayodhya, this body is a paras money, knowing how great, how priceless it is, and how difficult it is to get. He will realize same. What happened? He treasures it. He treasures it, devotees, to prolong life in it as long as you could, because in it we can practice Gyan, Vairag, and Bhakti. No other creature is blessed with it, devotees. इसी प्रकार के हरि ओम नारायण भक्ति केवलम इसी प्रकार को विचार करते हुआ अब को मनुष्य को देह कैसे प्राप्त होगा है यहाँ विचारता हुआ को प्रेत को जाता की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Now he regrets the deeds of his karmas, but it's too late. You don't do it, document already. And I explained to you how that is operated up there. Nobody gets away, right? Nobody. When the soul has to face Lord Yamraj, and they get your password and open up your file, and they start to call out all what you do down here, they want to know how them know that up there. Because many wrongs we do, nobody are wrong to see and to bear witness, right? But we carry two invisible people on our shoulder, Chitra and Goop, and they document everything. The elements of the body, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, they are there. The sun, the moon, the rain, all of them can be a testimony that yes. And it's due to the basis of karma, we'll hear later in Garuda Purana. When you do X wrong, what body you have to born back to suffer it. And that's how the soul has keep going through body to body to body until beating it out. Then you might lucky to get back the human. Okay? So here he says again, नारायण यह विचार हुआ को प्रेत को जाता है हरियम सत्तरह को दिन को तब को प्रेत अकेला को ही को वायुओं के वेग को जाता है हरियम तरनंतर को 18वें को दिन को की है गरुड़ वहाँ प्रेत को सौव्य के पूर्व में को जाता की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. And so he goes for devotees for 17 days. He goes on alone with the speed devotees of the wind, and on the 18th day, the departed soul reaches the city of Saumyapur. It's 16 cities it has had to go through before you meet Lord Yamraj. So this one is called Saumyapur. When the soul leaves, you see what has happens to, you just feel it so long, eh? When the Bhandara is finished, after the shaving and the bhandara. Remember the shaving day? The new astral body that the soul takes, which is the palm of the hand, a cubit. That is the body for traveling. It's designed for traveling. And when the bhandara is done, the soul leaves. It takes only one celestial day, but a celestial day equals a human year. And that's why we enter into that state of mourning for the period of 1 year. So whilst on the journey now, the soul reaches, after 17 days of travel, on the 18th day, it reaches devotees, the city of Saumyapur. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. उसमें को बहुत में को गण को रहते रहा, हरिओम पुष्प भद्रा को नाम नदी है, और को हरिओम चहो को नई को क्रोध तो नाम की का एक राजा की होता है. Yeah, it tells the devotees, large numbers of departed souls, devotees, are in that excellent, it says, and delightful place then, that city of Saumyapur. So you meet up at, you know, some say, boy, why did that? Well, I hope you meet up at so-and-so when you go up there. Right? Who travel, they do meet according to this. Right? Hariam, the Pushpa Bhadra river flows there, devotees, and the fig tree again is very delightful to see. Hariom, yam ke दूध के उस वपुर में को प्रेत को विश्राम कराते हैं, तब को प्रेत वहाँ को दुखित की को स्त्री को हरिओम पुत्री दी का द्वारा किया कि सुख का को समरण को करता की होता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. There again it says, the soul rests there. Okay? The soul rests there, devotees, together with the servants of Lord Yamraj, who is with you. And then he remembers now, whilst he relaxing there, all right, the enjoyment of his wife, of his children, of the family, all right, and he becomes very, very miserable remembering it. Because you kill yourself for it here, and it can't help you, you know. You see it, devotees? If you have good family and good sons and so on, and they decide to do all the rites and rituals, you'll help the soul. But already family is and the son, boy, me have time, you know, I can't do that, you know. You live in a way and I had to go back, I can't make all this offering and this and that. Baba, you have nothing you could do everything one time, one day. And you want it, you gain it too. But let me tell you, those souls that remain stuck in the spirit world until eternity. Your parents make so much sacrifice for you, growing your brain to this world, growing up as a big man or a big lady, and you can't do the little rites and ritual in the end. That is what you call nimakaram. When you study the loved ones, the kind of effort, the kind of sacrifice they made to make you a big man or a big lady, and you can't make that little sacrifice for them now, the soul begins to study, and that's the same thing happened in Valmiki Katha. When he go to rob the rishis and them, and they ask him, why are you doing this? What is wrong you're doing? He said, look, I have to mind my family, you know. They say, go home and find out who will help you pay for it. When he went back, nobody wanted to stand up with him. And his eyes opened so big, but I killing myself for them, and this is what again now, treatment? Sages saw me a way to change. And he changed from Ratnakar to the great sage Valmiki. Now, I'm not saying that you must neglect family and so on. No, we are grihastis, we are householders. We have an obligation towards, if you're a father, towards children, wife. Wife towards children, husband, and son. You go to have a job to do because you need to bring food on the table. When you go to do your job, do it with dedication. Right? Anytime you collect money under false pretense, you have to answer to the Lord Yamraj. You don't get away. You go to make a day work and you didn't perform for that money you get for that day work. That is collecting money under false pretense. You have to answer for it. Very simple. If I come to do a puja for you and I hit you a shortcut, I have to answer for that. Nobody gets away. Remember that. Nobody gets away. Everybody is responsible for their karma. So whatever Krishna Bhagavan said in Gita, do your duty, right? perform your actions, doing your duty the best as you could. Okay? So the soul is thinking here now, remembering the family and so on. And you know what the family is saying? You tell the son, boy, you know the soul does wait, you know, boy, after a month and a half, after 15 days, if you offer Pindai, the soul will receive it, you know. And then a month, lunar months, then a month and a half, then 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 5 and a half, the 6 month, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and a half. So if you offer them Pindas, the soul does wait for it, you know. Them sit down talking there, oh, he done dead and gone, you know. Dead man go eat grass, dead horse go eat grass. I don't have time, you know, me have time to offer these and so on, you know. Yeah. All this set of janjat and work and you have to do and this and that and so on. Not realizing how important. Let me tell you how important that Pinda is during the course of the 1 year. And I'd like to draw this reference. Long time before you had the postman coming home, everybody used to go to the post office to collect letters, right? So the postmistress in the post office, she have a big box with little boxes, right, sectioned out in alphabetical order, right? So your surname then, that will be, if your surname starts with A, well, you go, what's your name? So and so, she check under A, all right? If it's Z, well, she check under Z. You're so anxious waiting for a reply from someone, and you know that they will send it for you. They know it coming through the post, and you're hustling to go to the post office to get it. When you reach there, miss, could you check and see if any letters come? She run through it. No, I ain't seen none for you. You sure? Check it good and see the... You sure? I was expecting it. No, it ain't come, you know. Dejected, you leave and come back. So the soul does be. The soul tells the Jamdut, my son will offer the Pinda and thing for me. You know, the Jamdutas tell the soul, you think them studying you, you don't dead, you know. Them studying to find the bank book and see how to shop the money and who gain the land and this and that and all them things. They were studying you, you don't dead and gone. Right? And he come and saying, what you going to do? Life had to go on. Life had to go on. Yes, it had to go on. Right? But think how many of us has really remember a loved one that passed away and the things that they do for you to grow you up into this world. Right? So devotees, the soul start to regret now. All right? All these actions that were committed by it. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. When he again devotees, what he did? He bewails devotees at this time. His family devotees and the dependents and so on. इसी प्रकार को अभी हम सोच करता है उस समय वहां के को प्रेत और को हरिओम श्री चमदूत को सबको इकट्ठे होकर उसको प्रेत का कोई सा वचन कहते हैं विष्णु भगवान की जय. The soul then devotees there and the servants say, right, where's your wealth, where's your wife, where your children, all of them now, where's your relatives and friends, all of them now. You kill yourself for them, you rob and you thief just to mind them and to make them happy. Where them now? Where them? Is you have to beat your body. Devotees, these are serious men, but when you go to a funeral, you should leave you food for thought, Right? All these bhajans you're singing, they carry message, but not really for when you're dead and when you live in. कोई ना ले जाए हे धन बान के घतरिया ओ कोई ना ले जाए हे धन बान के घतरिया. Anything goes with you when you live here? Watch a person, a baby born, the hand tight like this, you bring nothing. And watch when they leave. Haat pasare jayenge. For one thing sure will happen. एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार ओ एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार. One day every one of us, once you come here, you go here and knock, time to go. It's time to leave. Yeah. And then you begin to realize, my whole life I dedicated. What I'm saying, remember, you cannot forsake your duty as family members. You know what has happened with us? We get tied up in it and we can't let go. You have to learn to leave that house alone sometime and come out. Right? Leave the house and come out. Because once you're inside, it always has something to do. Tell me if I'm wrong. Once you're home, it always has something to do in the house. It's the only time you don't have anything to do is when you leave it and come out. Right? Get into places where we get this knowledge and where we can help and realize our true self. Bhajan walis bring the message. Right? Man ki aanke khol Baba, man ki aanke khol. When is the best time to realize it? When you're young, strong and healthy. Not when you get old. The best time to be spiritually fit is when you're physically fit. And the best time when you're physically fit is when you're young, strong and healthy. That is when you have to get on the pathway of devotion. Realize yourself and work towards achieving the goal. The Jambu telling the soul, where money now? Very well. You're boasting so much when you live in and you have this and have that. How many house and land and this and that. And with them. Maya, if you have a good son, the sons can still use now the assets and do good for the father or the mother, whosoever. You could help by doing good with it. See that the rites and rituals are properly well done. And whatever is given by that magical son on behalf of the father, the soul will receive it. That is how important it is after that rituals are, you know. Although the soul gone, you could still help. You could still help them. But you must not wait for when you're gone and for somebody to help you. Help yourself whilst you are living. The best time with his own hands, this own body, do with it. Do with it, devotees. A time does reach, you will not be able to do. And then you'll regret that you did not do. Right? So you have to balance your life and make the time for it. Live in this world, but learn to live out of it at the same time. Do not be attached to it. Always remember, one day I have to separate from it. With knowledge, Maya is twofold. One aspect you could is knowledge, one is ignorance. Fella is blessed with the assets. You could use the assets and do good karmas and build good thing with it. On the other side, with the lack of knowledge and without the third eye open, you commit karmas that are detrimental to you. That will sink the soul further in metapsychosis. So the Jamrut relates. Where is all the things that you boast about in this world when you were living here? And what you had and how much this and that and so on. Narayana bhakti kevalam charan kamali bhyo namo namam. Hey Muruk, oh foolish one. Turbiyar ko socha karta hai. Right? Oh fool, he says here. Narayan dhan ko hari om pritya ko putri istri ko mitra. hari om bandhav ko adi ko tumhara koi ko bhi nahi. अपने को किए कुआ कर्मों के को आपकी को भोगता है इसलिए यमलोक के को मार को चलो को जाता है. The Jambu telling the soul, you know, he say you only suffer now, right, the effects of your karma. Karma is the most logical law it have, the cause and an effect. Look how logical and realistic, eh? It's so simple. If you plant dashin, when you go to dig, you could never get anything there but dashin or none. You cannot get arrows instead of dashin. That is the law of karma. Exactly what you plant, that is what you're going to reap. Right? Due to your karmas, the Jambu telling the soul now, along this journey now, he says, yeah, the effects of your karma. All of us have to go through it someday. Right? I tell you, we do good, we do bad, we do consciously, unconsciously. That's why we don't hear, because nobody is perfect. And if you don't know how to operate in this world of Maya, and you see as Kali Yuga go on, the Maya will get stronger. Eh? The Maya will get stronger to lure man away from God and from good karmas. Life will just become a survival technique. How to survive. So you wouldn't even have time for God because you're studying how to hustle to make a day work, you have bills to pay, this children to send to school, all kind of thing and so on. All these are predicted to happen. And mal will keep committing karmas that keep us going back down there. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam. Isi prakar ko, in this way again, oh foolish one, You go along again for a long way. O traveler of this higher world, you keep moving. Sri Bhagavana Vatsalam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam Hari Om. और यम के को दूत के हम मई को हरिओम जिनके को बलकों का नहीं को जानता है, क्योंकि यमराज को दंड न देवे को ऐसा को यतन नहीं को करता है. हरिओम श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. So you telling me here, you know that the provisions again are the strength of a traveler, right? If you're going on a journey, all right, you have to equip for that journey. Like Kishore and Janki, they went on the Kailash of the and so on. That's a special journey. You have to be fully equipped for that journey. If you have the equipment that's necessary for that journey, could you make it? You can't make it. Right? Are we prepared for when that journey will come? Are we doing the caravans that is going to help us then? Right? You see that strength of the traveler along that pathway, can you withstand it? You did not prepare for it. Hariom, Dandana Devi, aisa ko yatan nahi ko karta ki hota hai. O traveler in the higher world, yet you again, you are most inevitably you go on the way to Yamraj himself. Hariom, isi prakar. उस जिस मार्ग के को लेता को देने को इत्यादि को हरिओम व्यवहार कोई भी नहीं ऐसा कुमार को प्रेता है. And where there is neither buying nor selling on that journey. It I know you could buy good karmas or you could sell some good one or whatsoever in this manner. It don't document it, you have to suffer the consequences of it. Right? You alone and in the company of that Jamdut. Have you not heard? He's telling him, हे हरिओम प्रेत को यमलोक के मार में को बालक को हरिओम से यतन सबको जानते हैं. इसको को तुमने को कैसा नहीं को सुना और पुराण के को व्यचको की भी को हरिओम ब्राह्मणों को पास तते नहीं सुनो, क्योंकि पुराणों में नरकादि का कुवर्धन बहुत प्रकार को किया है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He is addressing him, O mortal now of this world. What happened here is a formula that even again, have you not heard of it again from the holy ones, the holy Brahmanas are spoken of, devotees in the Puranas and other scriptures and so on. What it means here, have you not been in the holy environment of Satsangh to get knowledge and to learn where these kathas are being, discoursed upon and related? You never find yourself in any kind of issue. By come a little bit in his temple, come with his Satsangh, I had time, you know. I had time. You know, when you're dead, you have all the time. Eh? We don't have time. You don't have time. You have to make time and manage time properly. Right? And you could be able to do it. You never use this opportunity, being blessed in this gifted body, as to what Shri Ram told Shabari. Pratama bhakta santanakara sangha dusari rati mama katha prasanga. This holy environment of satsang, you were never in it. And you never had developed that love to listen to Bhagavan's praises. Right? Now then you are regretting in this way. Charana kamala bali harimai. नारायण भक्ति के वलम इसी प्रकार हरिओम. ऐसा दूत में वचन कहते को हरिओम श्री मुर्गतस्य को तारना को वरे करे तब प्रेत को उछल कर को ऊंचा को बढ़े नीचे को जावे को दौड़ को जिसका को यमदूत को पाशवे को बांधते खींचते को रहते हैं. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Thus spoken of devotees by the messengers of Yamraj, who was that soul in his custody there. And being beaten devotees whilst on the way with hammers, I tell you, right? He is again forcibly devotees dragged along by that noose around his neck. That's how you see, or you have a chain or a thing around a dog neck. and you're pulling the dog, you want to go, but you're dragging him, and you're dragging him, go in. That is how the soul does be with the Jamdut. Yeah. You don't want to go, but you hold him and you dry skin go in there, and in this manner. This is how the soul does be in the company of that Jamdut. Falling down, devotees, getting up again and running different issues forcibly along the pathway. Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. इसी प्रकार के विष्णु भगवान बोले, हे गरुड़, इसको पूर्मे को बैठा हुआ को प्रेतंबरे को बार को पौत्रादि कोने को स्नेह से अथवा को कृपा कर को हरिओम श्री को मासी कर्मों के को पिंड को दान दिया, उसको पिंडों के भोगता को हरिओम श्री तदंतर को सौ पूर्मे का को जाता की होता है. Now hear what it tells you again. All right. Here devotees in the city of Saurapur, as is mentioned, he eats the monthly offering of the rice ball given by the son and the grandson and the others. You see it? This is in the first city. So that after that 15 days, he received the rice ball if it is offered. Right? And the soul does be telling the Jamdut, my son will offer for me. He promised me going to do it and everything. The Jamdut telling him, you think them studying you? You forget you done that? You forget them studying life how to go on? You forget they're only waiting for you to get that bank book and you couldn't spend it? You never do charity when you were living? You never feed people who are hungry, this, that, and you see, Ramayana can tell you, if you're blessed with wealth, it had three ways you could spend it. The first is the best and the other two is trouble. What is the first way? Doing charity with it. Good, good, good. Not only to humans, but God's creation. Just do good with it. There are people who do that. The second way is you flaunt it. All right? When I say flaunt it, you fix yourself good in this world, and you get tied up with the Maya in it, and you commit karmas that are detrimental to you. And the third way is the last way, and the worst way. You have it, you're too ming-piling, you don't want to spend it. You know, stingy, you have better called ming-piling, right? You're afraid to spend it, and you're going to lose it in the end. And how are you going to lose it? They're only praying for you to death. And later get a bank book and you go see. You can see how where the use of that money going now. I always mention, the scriptures tell you, whilst you're living, yes, you must have saving, this, that, all the thing. Do good. God bless you with wealth. Use it for the purpose that you could help build your good karmas in this way. Right? And you could only do it while God bless you with health and strength. The day health start to fail, you can't do anything again. That is the end of it. So here devotees, he eats the monthly rice ball that is offered. You see it? When you reach a different city, this is how where you receive the rice ball. Like in the post office with the alphabetical order of the letters, right? At specific time, check there and you go see trees. And that's why these dates are calculated by the Pandit when you're giving the judgment. It's not calendar dates then. Right? And some people, you know, some people die and they want to keep our satsang for them and feel little people planning and it's well, we go do it weekend, you know, weekend convenient. You're doing it for the people, not for the soul. It's the same day when that pinda is and talpan is offered and so on. If you could prepare a little food and so on, or you have a little satsang, all right? You don't jutha that food. You get a Brahmin to bless it. You could prepare siddha too. You could bless the siddha on behalf of the soul will get it. But you don't jutha that food and start to eat and thing. He had to jutha it first. It's through the Brahman, the soul does feed. Yeah. It gets it, devotees. So we can still help those departed ones, but there are things to do that you should know what to do. So you see, it's at the end of 15 days after the death of the person. Baba will check it out for you. Then at the end of 1 month, the lunar month, then a month and a half, then at the end of 2 months, then 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. 5.5 months, the soul reaches Vaitarini. Right? Because here later on, And there, if a go down was done and all these things, you get help and so on and things in this way. If not, it had a struggle. Then the 6 months, 7 months, no. To be honest with you, we really don't mention it much because sometimes people say too expensive and whatnot. But a 6 months Bhandara is really recommended when somebody dies. Right? It's really recommended. You know, you say, look, I had to do funeral and the first shaving Bhandara, we had the 1 year to do and you are 6 months again. But it's recommended in Garuda Purana. Because that is when the soul has reached the Vaitarani. And if for any reason that you want to do a go down, you could do it there, if you never did it before. Between the 5.5 to the 6 months, it gets it to help it in this manner. Right? Baba will have to check it out for the lunar dates and so on. So having eaten that rice ball, devotees and whatever the sun has done it, either out of love or compassion again, right? And thence again, the soul moves on in this manner. Now, being energized, it can move on. If nothing is offered, dejectedly, it has to struggle on. You see it? Hari Om, Narayan. जिसमें को पुर को बाल के को रूप को हरिओम सिद्धर को निवाला को जंगम के नाम को वाला राजा को है जिसको को देख प्रेत को भय बीत हो को हरिओम श्री विश्राम चाहता की होता है. Then whilst on the way again, devotees, they reaches, it goes down to the other city called Sauripur, right? Sauripur. And there is devotees is a king named Jangam, who has the appearance of death himself, right? He looked like Mr. Death stand up there himself, like the king there. On seeing him, devotees, it says that the soul is overcome with fear, devotees, in this manner, and decides to give up again all efforts to move on. Just seeing him, you are not to give up, you give up. That is it. You know? Fearful is that. Remember, this is of people who tread that perverse and ill path and harming God's creatures and all these things and so on. And you see, this old picture here, if you never see it, you can take a look at it. It'll show you where you had to go through in the hellish region. Right? How it is torture and thing that is done to suffer and so on. Right? Remember, a special body will be given for that torture, yeah? Right? This body and they again. This body don't cremate and all them thing or bury and so on. So you know the soul can't die. So the soul lives on but in a different body for that purpose. Hari Bhakti Kevalam Jisko Purme ko Istat ko Pret Putra Dika Jo ko Tripakshi ko Pinda Dan ko Hariom Kia Us Anayukta ko Udako ki hota hai. Dear devotees, it says, by reaching that city, devotee of Sauripur, right, if the Tripakshi Srad is done, that is the month and a half. Remember, you have the 15 days, 1 month, month and a half now, right? Tripakshi Srad is called here. Here, devotees, what happens? On Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. In that city, he eats the devotees that the pindai again that is offered by the son or the grandsons or whosoever, be it in this manner. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha is bhakshan karte hua tata kwage ko jata ki hota hai. That is at the end of the 3 fortnights. You have the 15 days, the 1 month, month and a half. Okay? So he receives it, and then devotees is able to move on from that city fully energized. If it ain't offered, dejectedly it has to struggle on. I know my son will not do it for me. I know my family will not make that effort and do it for me. What happened? What happened with them? Well, let me tell you what happened with them. You done dead and gone. Right? Life had to go on. We had to live on. Right? All you see to move on with all your life here, he done dead and gone already. Thank God he dead. They even tell you, thank God he dead and gone. And if you get a little sickly in the end, oh gosh, well, trouble for you now. First 2 weeks, they know what to do for you. After that, I don't know when you go dead. Yeah? I can't live in, put them in a home, put them in a home. You notice what is happening to our elderlies right now? Where they going? Where they going? Everyone going in a home right now. Few people, devotees, making that effort to keep their loved ones home and care for them. Right? Everything, Baba, they're happy over there, man. They're really happy there and so on, yeah. You don't have any place, the lampshade is to mark home, sweet home. Before you had electricity, you don't have any place sweeter than home. You know, when you sit down, you think, the kind of effort parents really make to bring children to this world, and you come a big man and a big lady whatsoever, it's really a son responsibility, you know, because that son's supposed to be like Sarwan Kumar, and his wife is supposed to help him. Sisters coming to everybody, you know, depends how you live with your brother and sister, everybody will pull together. Right? You just you don't know what will happen in the end, if you'll be able to go before they could send you in a home, right? Or you get to a helpless state and you have to go in the home. But I am telling you, this thing was seen long time, and more homes building now, because it's in demand. If something is not in demand, they will not have a supply. It's simple commerce. More homes are being built to care for the aged and the sickly and this and that and so on. Can nobody want to care for you again? Just think about it. After you kill yourself in this world, and that's what make Ratnakar, when the family tell him, me responsible for your sin, you know, you have to face your own bunks there. His eyes wanted to fall out from the forehead. He just turned around and went back to the rishis. Rishis, show me something to change. I want to change. Yeah. And now they tell him, Japte, Ulta say Ram Nam self. He couldn't say Rama, you know, Mara. Yeah, think about it. And this is what this Kali Yuga is bringing to devotees. So having fed on the third fortnight Shraddha devotees, then he moves on again now. Under Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Namam. इसी प्रकार वहां बड़े को भयानक को बने को जिसका को नेक को बड़े को दुखते को हरिओम रोता की होता कहे. And then he moves on again from that city. He speedily goes again to Nagendra Bhavan, another city, and seeing the fearful forest where he has to pass through their devotees, he cries out of misery in this way, along the way, dragged along unmercifully by the Jamdut. Nirdayi ko Yamaduta ke ko Pashve ko kaicha hua, Hariom Sri, Preta ko Dino ka Maste ko Uspur me ko rota hua jata hai. वहां बांधनों को रिए को मासी को पिंदा को जल को हरिओम जिसको को भोग को यमदूत को पास द्वारा आगे को जाता है. Now just tell me something. This soul depends on this pinda to survive, right? And you even want to do the shaving and the bandara and the 1 year. You're not doing this one at all. But even that you are doing too. You understand? Just think about it now. You want that package and everything done. Baba, we are not doing that. When you do the Shraddha ceremony, you just put a special pinda one side. You call it Bikar pin. You know how much news is spread in the spirit world that this family doing the Shraddha, our children didn't do anything for us. We are stuck in the spirit world. Let us go there and see if we could get something. You know what souls has come around when you do a Shraddha ceremony? You offer tarpan for them, you offer thing, all they get something could help them to move on to. I mean, when you look at it in this way, the soul can't die. I know that was my father who had passed away, my mother, right? And I failed to do my duty. That is a duty, you know, of the son, all right? And who always want to back him up. You need the whole attention of the whole family, because they have to come together to perform these rites and rituals. Speedily goes to that city devotees and see that fearful forms, he cries out, dragged along unmercifully devotees, he weeps again and again. And there he leaves that city at the end of 2 months, having enjoyed the rice ball that has been offered, the pinda again. You see it? Having offered that pinda, it feeds on it, the water and devotees, and other issues that are given by the descendants. Now the simplest thing you could do is offer the tarpan and the kush grass, call it the deceased name, right? Let pass through here, it's called the Petra Tirtha, all right, between the thumb and the index finger. Black till water, tulsi leaf, rice and so on. And the pinda is offered there. Now the simplest thing is to offer the pinda, but you could be a little elaborate if you want to do a little puja on the pinda too. Offer a little water, a little verse, a little chandan, hardi sindu, a little arti or whatever, all is additional. They want to do these simple things, so you could tell them to do all that, if you understand. If somebody is willing to then, and they're asking you, they want to do everything as it should, I mean, you could tell them. But they thank the Lord that they still offer any pinda self. So having thus made that offering, it feeds on it devotees, and is dragged along again. Jiska Yamdur ko pash dwara ko jaake jata hai, dragged by the noose devotees and led on by the servants of Lord Yamraj. Hari Om Narayan ko tisre ko mas mein, Hari Om Sri Gadharvapur mein ko prapa ho, Hari Om Sri Taimasi ko pindo ke Gandharva ko bho ko aage ko chalne ki hota hai, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. And our third month devotees, he arrives at another city called Gandharvas and eats the rice ball offered again. As the pinda rice offered here, right? Then he moves on in this manner. You see all these things, so if you notice, the cities and them have certain obstacles and so on. Some places very dark. So there it tells you that if you offer light, the light does appear to shine that way. Some place the sun's so hot, that's why they put an umbrella. Some place you can't walk, the ground is so hot and with thorns and so on. That's why you put footwear. It's not really for the pandit you're given that, It's through the pandit, the soul will receive that benefit of it. So when these offerings are made, when the time comes, it receives it. And is able to move on a little comfortable devotees. And in this way, in most of that city, under Hari Om, Chatur ko mas ko shailagam ko purme ko jata hai, wahan ko preta upar ke bahut se ko pathar ko karte ki hota hai. In our fourth month devotees, he reaches a city called Shailagana, right, city, and is somewhat happy there at that point in time. After eating the pinda again that has been offered by the son and descendants. Hari Om, wahan chatur ke mas ko diye hua ko pinda ko bo ko, Hari Om Sri King Chitak Sukha ko prapta ho. And there in the fifth month devotees, he moves on again. He goes to the city of Croucher. Right? He remains in that city and partakes of the Mahapashve ko mahine ko pret ko Crouch ko purme ko jata hai. वहाँ को पंचम मासिक पिंडा को भोगना आगे को क्रूरपुर में को जाता है. Having fed on the pinda, given sustenance by it. Again, what happened? He moves on to the city of Krurpur devotees. And in that city, what happens? Hari Om Narayan Paramatamaye Namo Navam. Sarva ko Hari Om Pancha Chanmas Kunjya ko Hari Om Shanmasi ko Hua ko usme ko Chamasi ko कहते उसको घट सहित को पिंडदान में को प्रेत कुछ को तृप्त होता है. At the end of 5.5 months, right? The ceremony before the 6 months is performed. That is where I tell you the 6 months Bhandara is really recommended. All right? Sarya Panch Mas, Nyunake Shanamasik, right? After the 5th, but before the 6th. Okay? So 8 pindas would have been offered there to make it the 5.5 months. So before the 9th pinda, which will make the 6 months, the 6 months Bhandara should be done there. Right? Tumko, Ghat Sahit ko pinda dan ko pret kucha trip hota ki hota hai, and he is satisfied with the rice balls given devotees, and having stayed there, trembling and miserable again for a long time. देने को एक को गति मात्र को आराम कर को बड़े को दुख कपित हो को यमदूत में को गर्जना के उसमें पूर्व में को त्याग हुआ कि होता है. And for a long time devotees have left that city. What happens? He is threatened by the servants of Lord Yamraj and is led to the city of Chitra Bhavan. Chitra Bhavan. Chitra Bhavan को नाम को पूर्व में को जाता है. हरिओम. वहां को विचित्र नाम वाले को राजा यमराज को छोटा भाई की होता है. The younger brother of Yamraj rules that city of Chitra Bhavan. Okay? And उस पूर्व में स्थूल को शिल्मे को धारण करने वाला यम के को भाइयों को देखो प्रेत भाई को दौड़ता है. तब को नाव को चलने को वाला उसको प्रेत मास को आकर को बहुत को हकी होता है. And when he sees him, that huge form devotees, it says, he runs away in fear. That is the soul. Yes, the outlook. Having come before him, right, some fishermen says to him, all right, having come before the soul, some fisherman comes to him now and says what? Right? Maha ko Vaitarani nadi ko chala ke liye hai. You are now going to cross the river Vaitarani. I'll tell you at the end of 5.5 months it reaches there. Hari Om Narayan की होता है. हम नाव को लेकर तुम्हारा पास आए की होता है. And you who desire to cross this great Vaitarani river, अब तुम्हारा को पास ऐसा पुण्य हो करते हैं. Is you will only be able to cross it if you have acquired certain merits in your life. Then you cross it easily, or else you're going to fall inside it and lost. If you have they check in your merits now to see if you have enough to make it viable for you to cross. Hari Om Narayan. तत्व की वाता मुनि को दान की देना कहाँ जिसका यहाँ को तैरी को जाग को सकते हैं. इसलिए I just want to reach a point here. Hari Om. जिसलिए को इसका को नाम को वैतारणी की होता है. It is only crossed over again if devotees, if certain merits are accrued, then that will allow you to compensate that you could cross over. If not, you have to struggle on. And this river, devotees, it is crossed only in that manner. जो तुम्हारा गौ का दान को दिया हो, तो यहाँ नौका को तुम्हारे समीप को आवेगी है. If you did a gau dan and that documented, come in the boat and let me go. You see it? If you never did a gau dan, I'm sorry for you. These things are recommended, you know. Now remember, if again a person do it when he was living, as I'm telling you, and you could afford it, this 5.5 months is where the soul reaches Vaitarani. And the 6-month Bhandara is really recommended if you could do it. If a cow was not given before while you were living, the appropriate time is to do it there, if you wish to do it. Right? So they check in your merits account there. And if you did that, again, tumhara gau ka dan. You see, gau is cow, dan is the gift. All right? To yahan ko nauka tumhara samip hai avega. Bina ko dan yahan ko kis ke paas aati hai कि ये बचन सुन प्रेत हाहाकार को शब करने लगा कोई देवा मैंने दान नहीं किया कि होता है. Checking in the account now and saying no cow was given. We're sorry for you, we're sorry for you. And he's still bawling out here now. When I was living, I always hearing about it. I never do it. I never had a little change. I could not do it. I didn't want to do it. And all these things and so on now. It is too late. It is too late. Right? I did not give that cow in dan. See the river, nadi ko, deka, prayed ko bhai bhit ho rata hai. Yes, seen the river, the soul has went away one time. So terrible is it. Hari Om, jisne ko go dan ko nahi kiya ki hota hai. I never did the gift of this cow. Aisa papi jeev ko Vaitarani nadi ko chut ko jata ki hota hai. The sinful souls again, who have made no gifts again, verily sink into that Vaitarani. Usme ko mas ko, Hari Om Sahit Shul ko, मस्तकों के को खींचते हुआ कैसे उसको प्रेत से को मुक्त को शलकर को उसका को आकाश में भी को रहने वाला यमदूत को वैतारणी को नदी पार को उसको जाते की होता है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय verily that soul sings devotees into that Vaitarani river devotees and having again, it says here, they put a screw which is something like a hook on your lip. All right, the servants, devotees, floating in the air, they carry him across that Vaitarani, docking and getting up on this and that, and they have him there, dipping all the time like in a tony chat. Okay? In other words, then, there's what you're suffering in that Vaitarani river. So this is that journey, devotees of that Atma or the soul. And it's important again because we all have to go through it. We are Hindus, we practice our rites and rituals. When someone dies and you tell them, well, you should do X, you should do Y, you should do Z. If they're willing to do it, well, all right, you could advise them. If they're not willing, sometimes one person is willing to do it, but you don't have the cooperation of the family to do it, all these things and so on. Right? But you understand what happens here. To cross that Vaitarani, tell it Gaudana is important. Okay? Many people take, and the best time to do it, you see while you live in, do it for when you're dead for somebody to do it for you. If you can afford it and do it while you're alive, it's always great and more beneficial. So you see how important it is, the offering of the pindas and the tarpan when the soul leaves the body, going down the road till the 1 year will reach. At different points, the soul reach different cities. It's 16 of them. The last one is Lord Yamraj waiting down there. On that way, you meet up that river called the Vaitarani. And if that gift was made, you have easy transport across. Other than that, you have to struggle. So, Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. So, you see, I told you that Garuda Purana is not meant to offend anyone, right? Things will fall in your garden, it will fall in my garden. The important thing is we want to get the knowledge of it. And the only way devotees we can get that knowledge is if devotees, we take time and you have to peruse page by page, line by line, with supporting issues and so on, then you'll be able to get the knowledge of Garuda Purana. It's a text, then you find they read it only at the time for Pitrapaksh, right? Some Pandits have the time to read it, and not even much, okay? But the only way really, you see like how we did Ramayana and Bhagavad and so on, take your time and you're going through it and you're going through it. You never hurry then. You'll be able to get the knowledge of it. And having the knowledge now, you can share it and educate others. Okay? So, Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. I'm going to stop at this juncture at this time. So we are blessed once more with this privilege afforded to us to be in the mandir, to join in satsang. And devotees, tonight I want to thank very much Lalan Bhai for taking his opportunity to do puja this evening. Right? So Lalan, Bhagwan, blessings to you. Tonight, devotees, Mrs. Lilmati Singh, she contributed the parasat tonight, and this is on the occasion of our upcoming birthday on Sunday coming. All right? You know, she is a state also of, how you call it, mourning, okay, of the late husband, Mr. Kimraj Singh, passed away, so she cannot do puja and so on. So, we still want to wish you happy birthday on Sunday coming, and Bhagwan's blessings to you. Okay? Tonight, devotees, our parasad was prepared by Ms. Leela Raghubir Joseph. That's so nice, Leela. Sponsored by Ms. Lilmati. And devotees, we have bhojan tonight also. And the roti tonight is sponsored by an anonymous person on behalf of her late mother. She don't want to name and call from a we. So we thank her very much. May the merits accrue go to that Atma or the soul. And helping to prepare tonight's meal was Ms. Geeta Ramdeen, okay, Mrs. Geeta Singh, Ms. Shanti Ramnath, Ms. Leela Raghubir, and Mr. Lal Ramdeen. So thanks so much for all you. This is do whilst God bless you, you could do. We don't know when the time comes when we can't do. Okay? Huh? So we thank you so much. Now, next week, Thursday, our president will tell a little more just now, is that we will not be having any satsang next Thursday, the 5th. Remember that, please, eh? And inform those who are not here and who normally come. Unavoidably, I'll be absent so that we'll not have any satsang. We'll come back on the 12th, right? But remember, on the 11th is Gita Jayanti. Wednesday the 11th is Gita Jayanti, and that day we have puja here in the temple, Krishna Bhagavan puja. And on the 14th, right, Saturday the 14th of December, is our last full moon katha for this year. And again, our family normally organize it, and a special invitation to everybody on that night. Okay? So we have the 11th. Remember, on the 12th, we are coming back here, so we will not be here before. Remember the 11th, please. On the evening of the 11th is Gita Jayanti. We will not see you next week to tell you, but remember that. And on the 12th, which is the next day, we'll have satsang. And then on the 14th, we have a full moon katha. On the 19th, we have Miss Baby. She will organize puja and so on. We thank her. And on the 26th, which was last Thursday night, satsang for the year, Fat Boy will organize and do puja and so on that occasion of his birthday, bringing the year of 2024 to an end. And you see how quick it started and how quick it finished. Right? So Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. I pass you over to our President, Mr. Navin Singh. We also have our Old Year's Night Satsang. All right? Yeah.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai, officiating Pandit Bhownath Maraj, and all devotees who are here present, and those looking on live stream as well. Tonight we are blessed once more to join in satsang, and we thank you most sincerely, Pandit Bhownath, for enlightening us with the discourse taken from the Maha Garuda Purana. So thank you very, very much indeed. Tonight I just have a few simple but important announcements. Just recently, the management committee has taken a strong decision, and they have asked of me to inform the general membership and devotees on this new initiative that we wish to implement. And we are kindly seeking your assistance and your cooperation in this regard. And this has to do with the usage of our bottled water at the mandir. For quite some time, for those of you who would remember, that we have made successive announcements with respect to the indiscriminate use of bottled water that we provide here on a weekly basis during our satsang. What we have found by observation and by members, that there are a lot of bottled water that has been used and left in the, within the mandir after satsang. This has given rise to a lot of wastage and a lot of littering, and so we have advised members and devotees to please bear with us to help us manage and control this. We have taken a decision at this point in time going forward that the bottled water at our chillers that is being refrigerated for distribution after satsang will be locked, and so it will be distributed during the course of the meals at the end of satsang. So please be advised that the bottled water is no longer being served while satsang is being taken place. The truth is, during satsang or puja, it is advised that no eating or drinking is permitted. But we have been a little bit flexible over the years, and so we have taken the strong decision after thorough consultation that we should desist from doing so. So this bottled water and beverages will be distributed when meals are being served at the end of the satsang. What we have done is that drinking water is available for each and every one during the course of the satsang at the outside. We have installed and implemented some manual water dispensers for your use as much as you need during the course of the satsang on the outside. All right? please make use of the garbage provided for the Styrotex sanitary cups that you'll avail yourself to drink as much as you like. Upstairs too, we have also implemented and installed another manual dispenser. So for all devotees upstairs, they have that facility upstairs, and downstairs to the front entrance, there's that facility as well. So please be advised, and we look forward to your cooperation and your assistance in this regard. You would see upstairs here and downstairs, we have installed our temporary guidelines for satsang, which is to avoid using your cell phone during the course of the satsang, indiscriminate talking, eating and drinking during the course, especially children. The parents, we'd like your cooperation in this regard. All right? So please be advised. And of course, as always, chewing gum is strictly prohibited at the mandir because we have had challenges in the past, and it's just a gentle reminder going forward for your cooperation in this regard. All right? So Sitaram to one and all, and I pass back to Pandit Bhownath Maraj. Please be reminded, most importantly, in Pandit Bhownath's absence for next week only, no satsang will be held next week, Thursday the 5th. So please be advised. And as he has reminded us, next week, Wednesday the 11th, the following week, Wednesday the 11th will be Gita Jayanti. Thursday the 12th, regular satsang as normal. And Saturday the 14th, full moon kata for the month of December, hosted by Pandit Bhownath Maraj and his family. All are welcome and invited. We look forward to your presence once more. Sitaram.
Thank you very much, and let us all help to make this mandir a better place as we continue to serve us, to help us to elevate ourselves. Yeah. So let us stand, please, now as we join in Arati, glorifying the Bhagavan Vishnu, the Garuda Purana. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janamantar Gretanita Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Pariparhedipanam. Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे
ओ
भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे
और दुख बिन से
मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का
सुख संपत्ति
घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओ जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहो किसकी
स्वामी शरण गहु मैं
किसकी
तुम बिन और न दूजा
तुम बिन और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी
ओम जय
जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी
ओ स्वामी तुम
अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी
ओम जय जगदीश
हरे स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं मूरख कलकामी, मैं मूरख कलकामी, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक भोजन सबके प्राणपति,
स्वामी सबके
प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलो दयामय, किस विधि मिलो दयामय, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे।
स्वामी तुम
रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ उठाओ, द्वार पर आ तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा।
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी
जय जगदीश हरे।
भक्त जनों की संगत, दास जनों की संगत, क्षण में दूर करी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
ओम जय जगदीश
हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
हरे रामा हरे रामा, राम रामा
हरे हरे, हरे रामा हरे रामा, राम रामा हरे हरे।
ओ हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे।
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम हरे राम,
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम हरे राम,
हरे राम
हरे राम हरे राम, हरे राम
हरे रामा
हरे रामा, राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे।
कृष्ण बोले कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण बोल कृष्ण बोल,
कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण बोल।
ओ कृष्ण बोल कृष्ण बोल,
कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण बोल।
हरे
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे।
ओ राम
राम हरे हरे, राम कृष्ण हरे हरे।
बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय। We humble ourselves, thanks to Prabhu for allowing us this most divine privilege once more, as we had this opportunity to be in this holy environment of Satsang. we give thanks. Hari Om Shantakaram
Bhujagashayanam
Padmanabham
Suresham
Vishwadharam
Gaganasadrisham
Meghavarnam
Shubhangam
Lakshmikantam
Kamalnayanam
Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavaiharam Sarvalokaikanatam Om Tvameva Mata
Shapita Tvameva
Tvameva Bandhu
Jayasaka Tvameva
O Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आर शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए. Kindly take your seats. Please be reminded after Arti, Prasad, meals are prepared. Please stay and partake. All right. Remember again, no satsang next week. We'll be back on 11th for Gita Jayanti.